Quando foi na feira? É. Second. I know, but then all right, greetings to all ladies and gentlemen, everybody who's just joining us live right here. Thank you so much for you guys taking your time to join us live right here. We are at the Supreme Court giving you an official update on what's happening as far as the MDC court petition is happening. You can see behind me there, this is where the proceedings are actually happening, and we have actually witnessed the first part of the court session. We saw the MDC lawyers represented by Advocate Tabani Mpofu making their submissions as far as this court case is concerned. So yeah, since morning they've been making their submissions, and now in the next 30 minutes or so they're going to be going back inside the court, where we're also going to be having the submissions coming from the Thokozani Kupe's lawyers as well. So the court case now is challenging the ownership of the MDC. We are going to be joined by Dr. Nkululeko Sibanda, who is the spokesperson of Nelson Chamisa. Advocate Nelson Chamisa is going to be coming through right here to also speak with us and give us his views as far as this whole court case is concerned. So in the next few minutes, we're just joining him to come through and join us. We get to also have to hear on what he says as far as this court case is concerned. But right now, as I've just said a few minutes back, we had the Advocate Tabani Mpofu and other MDC lawyers arguing the case. The case is on the ownership of the MDC as a party. So right now, this is the first session that is done. The second session is going to be coming in the next few minutes. But while we are still at this break, we are catching up quickly with Dr. Nkululeko Sibanda. He also is going to be giving us his peace of mind on the implications of such a court ruling. What does it really mean, and the outcome of such, and what if the court declares Thokozani Kupe to be the MDC president? What exactly does this mean? So we are going to be discussing with the MDC, rather Nelson Chamisa spokesperson, Dr. Nkululeko Sibanda, so that he also gets to give us his insight on this case. So the first respondent in this case is the guys who actually filed the petition. Okay, our sincere apologies there. We had a bit of a network glitch, so yeah. Let's see how this one goes. Let's see how this goes. Let's see how it goes. Okay, guys, I'll just have to wait for you so that you come back as we are ready to reconnect now. Okay. We're on very few people. 10 people only. Let's just wait. I'll give you a minute. Let's just come back. Come on, let's see. Let's you guys come back so that we connect you live back. 13, that's better. Let's do this. 29, thank you. I'm waiting for you guys to come back. 39, nice. You're doing very well. Okay, we'll start this live broadcast with Dr. Nku once you're on 100. We're just waiting for about 100 people. 40, okay. 44, that's better. Please invite a friend, share the link, share this post. We need to speak about this thing here, so we also get to understand and even update on what's happening right here. So to those who are just joining us live right now, we are at the Supreme Court, where the MDC has challenged an outcome in the High Court as far as the MDC ownership is concerned. So right now, what's going on is the court session is already started since morning, and the MDC lawyers have made a submission challenging the last outcome. Since morning, they've also managed to make their submission, and right now what's going to be happening in the second half of this court session is we're going to be seeing lawyers from the Thokozani Kupe as well now making their submission as well, so that we also get to hear what they are saying. Yes, 60, 40 more to go. Let's do this. On 100, we go live. We're going to be joined by Dr. Nkululeko Sibanda. That's the Nelson Chamisa President Nelson Chamisa spokesperson, who is live with us right here. We are at the Supreme Court, just outside the Supreme Court, where we need to see and understand also what's going on through. So I'll give you a quick view of the Supreme Court right now. So yeah, there you are. This is what's going on right here at the Supreme Court. So we see. So yeah, now that we are on 97, I think we can call in Dr. Nku Sibanda so that at least we get to speak about exactly what's going on right here. So what I'm going to be doing is, I'm thinking, do I need to do a selfie? So Okay, it seems like we're having a bit of some technical glitches right here, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. So our sincere apologies once more again. So I hope we're going to be very fast this time around so that we just do a quick connection. But right, so as I was saying that few minutes back, we've witnessed the lawyers from the MDC were making their submissions as far as this court case is concerned, where we are witnessing a challenge between the ownership wrangle between MDCs led by Chamisa and MDC led by Dr. Thokozani Kupe. So I think in the interest of time, I will not wait for you guys to hit 100 this time. And I know you've been very patient, but now we're around 50, so 50 we can start. All right, so in the next few seconds, we're going to be joined by the MDC presidential spokesperson, Dr. Nkululeko Swanda, right here. So, right, there you go. See, he's now with us. Dr. Nku, thank you so much for taking your time to have us live right here.
Yeah.
Okay, right now, so let's do this quickly. Hopefully, we must have some network issues. So, to all the viewers who've managed to just join us through our sincere apologies, we've got Doc. The good Doc is here. Doc, a quick brief. What has been happening since morning? I understand you've been in there. You've also been watching the processions that have been going on there. So please speak with us.
Well, what we've had is that we've had our lawyers speak in court, and I think they've done its telling. But I think we've got to underline that with one inalienable fact, which is that the leadership of the MDC is not something that a court of law and all the Supreme Court justices can ever decide. It is a matter that gets decided by the members of the MDC. It is a matter that gets decided at a Congress. So, look, the court can do nothing about that. You cannot effect a transfer of power in a political organization by a court judgment. That is just that's heresy. It is not possible. You declare Thokozani Kupe, whatever you want to declare her, that doesn't make her the darling of the people of Zimbabwe, just as President Chamisa is. So that will not change. What happens here today does not change anything. I think it is child's play that we're here anywhere, but we are here. Somebody decided to bring us here, and we're just going to do what needs to be done.
What if the court decides? What if the court decides otherwise, that the legitimate leader for the MDC is Thokozani Kupe? What does this mean to the party?
Let the children play. And the party goes on. The movement moves on from strength to strength. Let those that have a game to play, let them do it. Give them the football and they run with it. And they can play. If they've got any cheerers, good for them. We're not concerned about that. The leadership question in the MDC was emphatically resolved and is a closed subject until the next Congress. And that is how it's always going to remain until the next Congress. There is no fathomable way through which you can imagine that the people of the MDC are going to suddenly have a new leader and we're going to accept it. It's not like that. This is not how coups are carried out. This is a bad way of carrying it out, and therefore it is doomed to fail from the beginning, from the start. It cannot succeed.
The genuine worry is that if Thokozani Kupe is declared the MDC president, it means that she's also has got the power or the legitimacy to occupy Harvest House and all the properties under the MDC. What's your response to this?
I can tell you she will not do that. It is impossible. It is unfathomable. Which building will she go into? Which office will she occupy? Who's going to open the gate for her? The police? Yeah, they're going to keep her there forever. It's just not going to happen. Look, and I think she knows that. She'll know better than that. That it's not even worth imagining. And then power, political power, cannot be transferred by a court judgment. Very simple. You can bring all the Supreme Court justices of the whole world, the United Nations. You will not make somebody the president of any political party in any country on earth. It's just not reasonable to think that. It's not going to happen.
But I'm just looking at the worst case. What's the worst that could happen? Won't the court force such to happen? And do you have? Let's just let me have this question. Let's just say if she's announced the winner, won't the courts force that to be implemented?
What do they force to be implemented? They
force me taking over the assets, taking over Harvest House.
I mean, look, there's something in psychology that we call privileged access. I have privileged access to who I love. The courts can do nothing about that. I can inform them who I love, and they just are going to have to accept it or live with the fact that it is a reality they don't like. They're not going to force the millions of Zimbabweans that voted for President Nelson Chamisa to today change their heart, change their minds about who they love, who they want to be their president. It's just not going to happen. It's privileged access. You can't do nothing about it.
You've been in the session since morning, and I understand there have been a lot of submissions as far as the lawyers are concerned. Does that also hold the matter to look at the actual people, numbers of voters that voted for Nelson Chamisa versus the numbers of voters that voted for Coupe? Is that a fact that has been presented by the lawyers as well to determine the legitimacy of the president? Has that been brought through?
That is why the legal process means nothing.
Yeah.
Because the legal process does not talk about that. It does not talk about the fact that if you put President Nelson Chamisa on the streets of Harare, you effectively block the city. It doesn't do that. If you put Madam Coupe on the streets of Harare, yeah, I will notice her, just like they notice me. Those are the realities. And the courts cannot resolve that question. They cannot tell you who is legitimately the leader of the people. It is the people that decide, it is the people that honor the people that are their leaders. It is therefore a question that can only be resolved politically, and to come to court is to waste our time, the court's time, but nonetheless, because we're law-abiding, we've come to court to follow the processes and do what needs to be done. And our courts and our lawyers, I must say, are doing a fantastic job in that they presented the cases it should be presented. They said who was elected by both our Congress and our National Council, and how that followed on the Constitution. So, as a matter of fact, I think that we're skating on ice.
Let's speak of a political case being asked to be decided by a court of law.
Yeah.
We've been here, Dr. Ngu. We've been here few months. We're here where the Supreme Court declared the last election challenged by Nelson Chamisa null and void. Do you have confidence in the same court to deliver a fair judgment as well against or in favor of Nelson Chamisa as far as this one is concerned? Do you have got that confidence that the court is going to deliver a fair judgment?
Here is what I have confidence in. I have confidence in the fact that President Chamisa is law-abiding. I have confidence that he's elected by the Congress and is a legitimate leader of the party. I'm confident that he won the last election. I'm confident that nothing can change that. No amount of shenanigans, all the smoke and mirrors is not going to turn into real smoke. It's just that. You're looking at mirrors. It's not going to change. That I'm confident about. And I will not have confidence in anything else. I have confidence in the things I have seen, and the things I have been a part of, and the things I have evidence of. I have evidence of the fact that President Chamisa was elected. I've seen the ballots. I've talked to the people that love him, and I know that they do so because he's a great leader and has provided a lot of vision for our country.
Allow me to play the devil's advocate here. If the lawyers from the Thokozani Coupe's camp are going to be coming through in the next few minutes. Apologies to our viewers. We have to cross over soon. The lawyers are coming in to make an argument. I'll put you in a tight spot. What do you think they're going to be arguing towards? What is their basis of the argument as far as the second segment is concerned?
Well, look, they can't make a new argument. They've got to buttress the argument that they had at the Supreme, at the High Court, which is that they think that the appointment of President Chamisa was somehow problematic. We can prove beyond doubt that it wasn't. The National Council can ratify that, and the Congress ratified that. So we are okay on that slate. That's what our lawyers have already said, and they've done a sterling job. So whatever they, and I think that's the argument they're going to be making, and it's an argument, in my view, that is already does not relate to facts, and therefore is lost on factual grounds.
I just need to understand something quickly before we get in there. As far as the last Congress was done for the MDC, was Coupe technically a member of the MDC when the MDC held its Congress last year in Guero?
With all due respect, Madam Coupe expelled herself from the MDC when she failed to attend consecutive meetings of the National Council in the time of President Tsvangarai's leadership. When President Tsvangarai was still alive, Madam Coupe did not attend meetings, and that technically disqualified her from the membership of the party. That self-expulsion was confirmed by the National Council and subsequently confirmed by the Congress. So she wasn't. And I must also add that Mashairi, who brought this matter before the courts, is himself not a member of the party and therefore has no legal standing to actually approach the court on a matter that involves the MDC. So those being the issues, and us seeing that the court has already accepted him as having some legal standing, the virtue of the matter is cooperation. But let's reveal one more fact here. What the court process in the last 3 sittings has shown us is that this case is no longer and was never a case between Mashire and the MDC or Cooper and MDC. This is a matter of the MDC and ZANU-PF. ZANU-PF attempting to wrestle power away from President Chamisa because they know that Mnangagwa can never win an election against President Chamisa, and therefore they've got to try every trick they've got in the bag. So we're clear right now that this is a matter between the MDC and ZANU-PF, and ZANU-PF ain't winning anything against the MDC. Never will win anything.
When Cooper last year held the Congress, was she not automatically an independent player? Does that not make her an independent player running her own party if she had her own Congress? What does that mean then? Was she holding the Congress on behalf of MDC that all that Chamisa was in as well? What's the explanation
that's the
on
task
that?
of the matter. You're saying that a lot of events have overtaken the judgment. Cooper purportedly held another Congress. So did she hold any legal Congress? Did she hold the Congress outside the operations of the law of the MDC? So what we have from this court now is that we have an admission from Cooper that she is running a fallacy that she calls the MDC. When she knows that the real MDC is this MDC that she's now trying to take over as being inspired or instructed by ZANU-PF. If she really thinks that she was the MDC and she went away with the MDC, why is she now challenging this MDC? Why is she involved in this case? So there are these ambiguities, and that's very clear. That are as a result of the fact that this is not about law, this is politics being played in a court of law. And honestly, the courts of law must realize this is not where you resolve political matters. They must throw them to the people, to the political parties themselves.
Dr. Ngu, as we close this interview, just as a matter of allaying our fears or making us understand even better, what's the worst that could happen from this court outcome?
The worst that could happen is that we could prove once and for all that the system is working with ZANU-PF to try and destabilize the MDC. That's not good for Zimbabwe. It's not good for the institutions of this country. There is no worst case scenario for the MDC. There is no worst case scenario for President Chamisa. He's a strong man. He's going to keep going. He's going to be building forward, and he's not going to be deceived by these what looks to me as child's play in terms of those that have approached the court with what I see as frivolous allegations against the party and against the people's movement.
Okay, so you have it there, viewers. So what's going to be happening now is we are going to be joining the actual court sitting or court session in the next few minutes, where we also get to hear the submissions are coming through from Cooper and their lawyers. The first correspondent, who is Mashire, and the second correspondent in this case is Thokozani Cooper.
No, Thokozani is the third. There was a second who was Togare Pimonzora, and the fourth who was Mojuri, but those are withdrawn from the case, so we now just have to respond to it.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you have it. There you have it, viewers. So now we have to cut this broadcast. We're going to be back after Thokozani Cooper's lawyers have also made their submissions, and we're going to be analyzing their submissions, their arguments, and what they're going to be saying. So for now, it's ciao, it's goodbye. We're going to have to join the court session. So yeah,
thank you very much.
We'll see you.
Thank you.
All right. Great. Andy.